Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining me at this hour. Now, this evening's top story, we are reporting about the outbreak of the coronavirus. The number of deaths had increased to 908 with an additional of 97 people. There is a total of 40,171 cases of the virus in China, with an additional of 3,062. 25 countries have confirmed cases of the virus, such as the UK, and several nations have evacuated their citizens from Hubei. Major airlines have suspended flights going to and from China to stop the spread. With more cases being discovered across the world, WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus also noted there were concerning instances of the spread of the virus from the people within China. He urged countries to prepare for the possible arrival of the infection, but urged people to remain calm.
Japan is scrambling to prevent the 70 cases of coronavirus on the Princess Diamond cruise ship moored off Yokohama from becoming a far bigger outbreak. There's a lot at stake. The country is preparing to welcome visitors to the Olympic Games in Tokyo this summer and needs to show it can contain the infection. At least 13 Americans are among the confirmed cases on board. All passengers are confined to their rooms.
We're certainly prepared to do the 14 days, but I don't think it's even safe to be here.
Hong Kong is also taking no chances at its borders. Now travelers not only from Wuhan but anywhere in mainland China will have to submit to a 14-day quarantine monitored by GPS-enabled wristbands. In Hubei province, China, the crisis epicenter, over 50 million people remain under siege. China is being criticized for failing to respond to early warnings about the coronavirus. Dr. Li Wenliang, who died, was silenced when he sounded the alarm about a virulent new virus infecting people late last year. Chinese Ambassador Sui on Face the Nation.
I don't know who tried to silence him, but there was certainly disagreement, or people were not able to reach agreement on what exactly the virus is.
And now what is clear is that it's not only the virus, but the fear of it that's spreading so rapidly. Deborah Patter, CBS News.
In Canada, British Columbia has confirmed the fifth case of the coronavirus. Provincial health officials said on Thursday that the 50-something resident was a woman of the Metro Vancouver area who caught the coronavirus from one of her visitors from Wuhan. The woman became ill after hosting visitors from Wuhan and was treated and tested in the hospital and then released. The results said that her sample was positive and has been sent to the National Microbiology Laboratory in Winnipeg, where Henry confirms the diagnosis.
As you all know, this is a planned media briefing that we're going to do every Tuesday. And unintentionally, one of the first things I need to update you on is that we have identified a second case of someone who has tested positive for coronavirus here in British Columbia. This is a woman in her 50s who lives in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region. She became ill a few days ago and was assessed in hospital, and the testing came back positive once again late last night. So Vancouver Coastal is working diligently today to get all of the details, starting last night and today, all of the details around this person. She has been in contact with family visitors from Wuhan and Hubei province. And she has a very small number of close contacts that are also being followed up with Vancouver Coastal today. So that is the main update that we have. This is not a surprise to us. We did expect, with all of the work that we're doing with public health, to monitor and assess people, and the low threshold that we have in the province to make sure that we test anybody that we have any concerns about. It shows us that our system is working and that we have lots of measures in place to protect people and to detect anybody early who has this infection. The second thing I want to talk about is just how important it is right now. We're watching globally what's happening around the world with this virus, and certainly in China. And I know you're aware the numbers of cases still continue to increase. We've been working very closely with our counterparts across the country and globally to make sure that we're doing everything we can to try and reduce the risk of transmission, and particularly the risk of transmission here in Canada and in BC. So we call on everybody to continue to take those measures. We are still, as I've mentioned before, we're still in influenza season here. We're seeing a lot of people ill, particularly young children, because we're seeing an influenza B season, which often affects young people. So there are many reasons why we all need to be extra vigilant, particularly in these next few weeks when we're going to get a better sense of whether we're able to contain this virus. So those things, of course, are the important things of washing your hands regularly, covering your mouth when you cough, not touching your face and eyes and mouth, and if you are sick yourself, to stay home. And we want everybody to be aware of that and to be extra sensitive right now. But in particular, if you are somebody who has been in Hubei province within the last 2 weeks, it's really important right now that you take these measures to keep away from others and consider staying home, keeping your children home if you are still within that incubation period, and monitoring very carefully for symptoms and connecting with us in public health if you have any concerns at all about symptoms. We need to be extra sensitive about our children in particular, because they may not recognize if they have early onset of symptoms. And young, healthy people, we know with this coronavirus, young, healthy people may have very mild symptoms, but can still pass it on to other people. So right now, we want everybody to be especially careful about that, to monitor themselves, to monitor your children, and call us immediately if you have any.
And that's it for this evening's news. Now, I'm Ethan Chen, head of CBTN News, and we hope to see you again. Tune in tomorrow for more live updates. Good night.